You know that feeling, right? You write something, read it back, and it just feels off. Kind of like a piece of code that has a bug in it. Well, that's exactly what grammar is. It's not some dusty old rule book. It's the operating code for our language. And when you get it right, your words have so much more power, more clarity. Today, we're going to debug your writing and fix some of those really common glitches.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the absolute heart of the sentence, then we'll make sure everything is logical. After that, we're going to power up our word choice, and finally, we'll see how to connect our ideas like a pro using punctuation. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, first things first. We have to talk about the core of every sentence you'll ever write. It's this crucial link between the subject, the who or what doing the thing, and the verb, the action itself. If these two don't agree, the whole sentence just kind of wobbles and falls apart.
One of the most common glitches out there happens when extra phrases sneak their way in between the subject and the verb. This sets up what we're calling the tag-along trap, and it's designed to do one thing: confuse you about what the real subject of the sentence actually is.
And here are the usual suspects. You see these phrases, as well as, together with, and you think, oh, that's got to make the subject plural, right? But here's the trick. They don't. They are just along for the ride. They don't actually change the number of the real subject at all.
This example shows it perfectly. So you read, Robert along with his friends are going. And it sounds okay, but it's a glitch. You have to ask yourself, who is the star of this show? It's Robert. His friends are the tag-alongs. So the verb has to agree with the main subject, Robert. That's why the fix is, Robert is going. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Okay, so our subjects and verbs are now playing nice. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. The next mission is to arrange all the pieces of your sentence so they're logical and so you don't accidentally write something, well, completely bizarre.
Okay, I love this stuff. Let's talk about sentences that accidentally create these weird, goofy mental images. Take this one, for example. Read it out loud. Walking to the store, the street seemed so quiet. Wait a second. Who's walking here? The way it's written, it sounds like the street itself grew legs and decided to go for a stroll. We've got to ask, who is actually doing the action?
This little glitch has an official name. It's a misplaced modifier. And all that means is that a descriptive phrase is in the wrong spot, making it confusing. And honestly, it's a huge source of accidental humor in writing. To be clear, we have to make sure our descriptions are right next to the thing they're describing.
And the fix is usually pretty simple. Just move the doer of the action right next to the description. By putting Laura right at the beginning of that main clause, it becomes crystal clear that she is the one walking, not the street. Problem solved.
This idea of balance is huge for lists, too. For a sentence to have a nice, smooth rhythm, every item in a list needs to have the same grammatical format. We call it parallel structure. So look at the unbalanced one. Swimming, skating, and to play golf. You can feel how it just clunks to a stop. The fix? Make them all match. Swimming, skating, and playing golf. It just flows so much better, doesn't it?
All right, our sentences are logical now. They've got good bones, so let's zoom in even closer and focus on the words themselves. This is all about trimming the fat and making our writing sharper, more precise, and way more impactful.
Now get this. Believe it or not, our source material actually lists over 30 common wordy phrases that we all use without even thinking about it. And by just swapping these out for simpler, stronger words, we can instantly level up our writing.
And here are just a few of them. I mean, why on earth would you use 5 words like due to the fact that when one powerful word, because, does the job better? Or in order to, when just 2 works perfectly? Cutting these filler phrases is probably the single fastest way to make your writing sound more direct and confident.
Being precise also comes down to choosing the right word for the job. Take less and fewer. People get this one mixed up all the time, but the rule is so simple. If you can count it, like ducks or goals or mistakes, you use fewer. If it's a general blob of something you can't count, like water or intelligence, you use less. Fewer mistakes, less confusion. Simple as that.
And the classic trip-up, it's versus its. Here's the only secret you ever need to know. The apostrophe always stands for a missing letter. Always. So its can only mean it is or it has. If you're showing ownership, like the dog wagged its tail, there's no apostrophe, just like there's no apostrophe in his or hers.
Okay, our final section. Let's put everything together. Think of punctuation as the traffic signals of your writing. They tell the reader when to pause, when to stop, and, most importantly, how different ideas are connected to each other. When you master them, you can turn simple sentences into really sophisticated, powerful ideas.
Now, one of the biggest errors in writing is the comma splice. This is what happens when you try to join two totally complete sentences with just a comma. A comma is just not strong enough for that job. To fix it, you need to add a proper connecting word like and, but, or in this case, so. That gives the connection real strength.
But what if you want to connect two complete sentences that are super closely related, and you don't want to use a word like and or but? Well, enter the semicolon. This is a pro move. Think of it as a super comma. It's powerful enough to connect two complete thoughts all by itself, and it shows that they have a really tight, logical link.
Let's break that down. 4 people worked on the project. That's a complete sentence. Only 1 received credit for it. That's also a complete sentence. The semicolon links them together, creating this really elegant connection that highlights the contrast between the two ideas much better than a simple period would. So, at the end of the day, good grammar isn't about memorizing rules for a test. It's a toolkit. It's how you make your ideas clear, your arguments logical, and your own voice powerful. It's really about taking control of your message. So with all that in mind, my question to you is this. What's one sentence in your own writing that you can go and sharpen right now?